Hey there, guys, and welcome to another episode of the Mom Cafe. This is your host, Ty Spikes, and I'm here with Candace Swan, a
Hi.
dear friend of mine. And we want to welcome you to another episode of the Mom Cafe. This episode is entitled Bringing Your Sexy Back with Stretch Marks. And I'm bringing my mug for today. It says in my mom era because I am definitely a mom, as everyone knows. I am a mom of three. So I've been raising kids for a long time, ages 6 to 17. So I am definitely in my mom era. Candace, what kind of mug do you have today?
I have a cute little elephant mug that my daughter picked out for me. And I love
Oh,
elephants, so it's kind of my mug because I don't really drink coffee or tea usually, but
yeah. Awesome. Awesome. That's the
yeah.
cutest. All right, so let's get into it. Like I said, this is a February is the love month, and so every episode in this month is about special love. And today, I want to talk about loving ourselves, but bringing the sexy back with stretch marks. So before we get into that, Candace, you tell me, what do you say is your favorite part about being a mom?
Probably watching them grow. You see them change every day, and like you'll teach them something, and then next thing you know, they're doing it. So
Oh,
just
yeah,
seeing how they grow is it's pretty nice, and
right.
that you're
And it's
teaching
so
them
fun.
that. It's
But it's amazing because,
so
like,
fast.
as they grow, they become like you, and you see them doing things that you do. Like, it's pretty awesome. All
It's
right, awesome.
it's that's
So,
kind of scary that they act just like
right,
us, but
right, and just keep waiting because it's
it's
more and more. You're like, that's totally me.
oh
All
oh
right, so
it's
the next,
you can pick it
let's get
out.
into, yeah, right, right. Okay, so the next thing is about you have children. How many children do you have?
I have
Three. Wow. So
three
you've been
little
right.
girls.
You've been through this before, right? You've been through your
I
body
have.
being stretched out over and over because you have three singletons, right?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. So you've been through your body changing three times, right? So let's talk about it. What would you say was, let's go back to the first pregnancy, was the biggest surprise about like your changing body?
Um, Probably how quick it happens. It
Mm-hmm.
just like you're so used to like how you see, and then next thing you know, you're like you have this giant like your entire body changes. Your boobs have
Right.
grown. Like that's the first thing for me is my boobs grow, and
Yeah.
then your stomach follows, and then it's like and then your my husband says like my calves get bigger when I get pregnant, and then your
Oh
ankles are
wow.
growing, and it's just like everything like you just everything grows.
Right. Right, right. You know
But
what? I've always been very petite, so like I always like my boobs was like the main thing that got bigger, and like you said, kind of everything else. But I remember kind of my first pregnancy being obsessed with like the stomach and like every day, kind of like turning into like when it's gonna
yeah,
grow. But like you said, like it happened so quick. Like oh crap, I am huge.
yeah,
But my
you
husband
can't
liked
hide
it.
it eventually.
Yeah, right,
Yeah,
right.
my husband likes it too. It's more, I think he
Yeah,
likes it more than I do.
I
It's,
agree. I agree. I know
it's,
as I got bigger, I was just like, okay, this is not for me. And he was just like, you look great.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah. I'm like, no, you can just
Right,
like, I'm uncomfortable. Go away.
right, absolutely. Okay, so what would you say is something that you just embraced? Like you're pregnant, especially that last trimester, I feel is when your body just really had the major changes. So what is something that you just, okay, I'm just embracing this moment of pregnancy?
Um, I don't, I'm not sure. It's more of you just kind of like have to embrace all of it. Like you're so ready at that point for it to be done and to be
Yeah.
over with that you're like every day you're trying to, especially the third trimester, you're just trying to cherish because soon
Yeah.
they're not going to be inside of you. You're just trying to like cherish having a baby inside of you. And because
Yeah.
who knows, all of mine have come before 40 weeks, so you never know when it's going to happen. And then
Yeah, absolutely.
it's like one day they're in there, and the next day you're holding them.
Yeah. And I remember
It's
even
just,
thinking, my first pregnancy, they did tell us like after I think 37 weeks, they can come in any day. So just
Mm-hmm.
prepare for that. And I know myself, I was kind of scared, like, oh, okay. So like once I reached that threshold, and then I actually had one that actually I gave birth before 37 weeks. So even that was like,
I
whoa, yeah,
Yeah. My second was a 36-week baby, so
yeah,
it's
yeah.
it's crazy. You just and it's they're all, it's spontaneous. You don't know it's
Right.
happening until it happens, which is
So what about let's
terrifying.
just talk about it. Let's talk about the big S word, stretch marks. Okay. Did you
Yeah.
have those? Or are you one of those ladies who like, no, my belly is perfection. I did not get one. How did your body?
I'm pretty fortunate to not have. I have some, obviously. I think everybody gets them. But like my stomach, mine are more on my hips and like my back, my
Okay.
butt area. Like my stomach itself doesn't get them. And the same thing
That's
happened with my
great.
sister. We're fortunate that like we don't get them on our stomachs.
Oh
Um,
wow.
but I mean, I have them.
Yeah.
Everybody, I think every pregnant lady gets them somewhere.
Somewhere.
So
Even Hollywood
it's,
people, just to
yeah,
be clear. Like
yeah,
they just have really
yeah,
good makeup and really good and
yeah, pretty
really good
much.
money to hide them. But I think that's one thing I feel like I
Yeah,
had to embrace because when I seen the first one coming along and I'm like, wait, what is this? Like, what is that? And then the second and the third, and I'm like, I am literally being
yeah,
stretched.
yeah.
But all I can
I
think
mean,
was
it's
like,
hard.
yeah. I remember just thinking like it was a part of like motherhood. It's always almost like that motherhood stamp, stretch
It's your
marks.
first, what's the word? Like invitation to motherhood, where it's
Right.
like, oh, here you go, here are your stretch marks, your initiation.
Right. There you go. The initiation. You hear that,
Yeah,
ladies? Like, listen,
yeah,
we all get them. Some get them more, more places than others. Some just get them on hips, but they're there. So just know
they
it's
are.
just your initiation. It's and just
Yeah.
I really feel like you just need to embrace them. There are so many different creams and butters and everything to mask them. I don't think I've seen anything that says that they completely vanish them, but like
Oh,
it'll
there's
help
nothing.
the appearance of, um, so no matter what product you want to use, like they're gonna be there. So I think it's just like embrace it. Do what you feel like is best
It's
for your body.
Yeah, they're there. You can't get rid of them. They're
Yeah,
just, like, unfortunately, I have a lot on my boobs too from breastfeeding, and
yeah,
it's just they're there.
they're there. And
You
stamp
gotta
of
take them.
approval, baby. Yeah, stretch marks on the boobs. Yes.
Ugh,
And we're both still married, by the way. So
I
hey, don't
know
think
we
that
are.
any of that is going to scare them in a way because it does not. It did not. Okay. So what would you say was the hardest thing to uh, deal with when it came to your body or your body appearance, kind of loving yourself after baby?
I think everybody has that expectation of your body's just gonna go right back to how it was pre-babies. You have the baby, you see it everywhere, like especially social
Right.
media, like these influencers,
Right.
their
The
body is
infamous
instantly skinny.
snapback. Right. The
Yeah,
infamous snap.
like
Yeah.
it doesn't happen. that
Right.
that doesn't happen in real life. I think the weight gain and not losing it is pretty hard because I was, my whole life I've been athletic. I've played sports up until I had my first one. I got pregnant, and
Mm,
you just you, you're trying to find your body again. It's inside of
yeah.
you, but it's not what you're used to seeing. So
Right.
that's pretty hard. I mean, thankfully my husband's like, you look amazing no matter what. So,
Yeah.
that's helpful. But it's
That
just
definitely helps.
you don't feel that way,
Right.
you know.
So, what are some things that you can say, or are you still not there? But things that you can say that after the first one that kind of brought you back to being yourself.
Um, uh, I think, oh geez, I don't know if I ever got back to that point after my first one. You
Right.
know, you're you want to be that skinny person that you were pre-babies.
Yeah.
So, and then you're trying to nourish a child, and then you're just like, how do I fit working out into this
Yeah.
whole keeping a baby alive?
Right.
and then like work,
Right.
you got to work out, you
Right.
got to keep the baby alive, you got to eat right, you got to just do all this stuff. And
Yeah.
I probably, I didn't work out. I still don't. Hopefully get back into it now that I'm on to three, but
Yeah.
you
But I
just
think the most
you just
important
kind of
part,
have to, you learn to love what you look like now.
right. Yeah. And that's what I was just going to say. Like, I think the biggest part is just like, okay, I'm not
Hmm?
who I was. And that's the biggest thing. Like after the first baby, you are not who you were. Being a
Mm.
mother is a whole nother, step to like changing who you are as a person. And then I'm gonna be honest, I feel like being a mother of two is way different than being a mother of three. Like it's different. And I've heard people like, oh, after two, it's pish posh. No, no. Especially when you have them, they're young, and so, like you just said, like, okay, I'm worried about making sure they're fed and making sure they sleep
Hmm.
well and making
The
sure
mental load.
they don't die. So, me eating broccoli today is not up here, right? Like,
Exactly.
and
I
Hollywood
totally, I get it.
and all of this is lies, people. It's all lies. And you have these people with their yachts and their mansions who can afford people to, they have their cooks that can give them exactly what they need to nourish their baby and to eat, and it tastes good, and it's 300 calories, and we have to cook ourselves. Like,
They have
wait,
night nurses too.
right, right.
You
So it's
know,
like,
if I was if I was getting my full 8 hours of sleep, just 9 hours of sleep every night, I would wake up and conquer the world. But
right, or
almost,
if I
we're
had,
working
yeah, if
on
we had night
five,
nurses,
six.
we can get up and get on the treadmill. Heck yeah, like let's go.
Yeah, yeah,
But
I could
realizing
do
that
it,
we
but I
cannot
don't.
compare ourselves to anybody, like not compare ourselves to Hollywood. I shouldn't compare myself to you, and you shouldn't compare yourself to
Mm.
anyone. But instead, just like just true acceptance. Like this is who I am now, and yeah, when I feel like I'm good and ready, I'll definitely change it, and not worrying about what anyone is saying. And I used to get a lot of that I snap back, but I used to thank you, and then it was like, baby, this is a good girdle. You don't know what's under this girdle. The girdle's
Oh yeah,
tight. That's it. Like
yeah.
it's a secret.
After my third, I just had her in beginning of December, and somebody was like, "Oh my gosh, you're just, everything's gone. You've lost everything." I was like, "No, I just like I'm wearing
Yeah.
very tight pants.
Right.
You can't see it." No, they're very high waisted. You can't
But
tell. I'm
once
like,
I
it's
let
still
this
there.
thing, once I unleash this dragon, like it's
Yeah. And I'm just like,
oh
I
yeah,
like to say
absolutely,
everything's a phase. We
absolutely,
go
yeah,
through, it's a phase. It's all, you're in your baby newborn phase. And that's
yeah,
exhausting. Nobody has, you can't physically get up and do what you want to do,
yeah.
especially when you have other children, And I, like you said, having a third, it's a whole new level of exhaustion.
It
That
really
third
is.
one, especially, we had the flu last week, so we're dealing with, our kids were sick, we were all sick. Thankfully the
Yeah,
baby was fine, but she's still waking up a couple of times to eat at night. So there was like one night I think I got like 4 hours of sleep, and I'm like,
mm,
but you got to get up, you're getting up the next day, and you're doing it because you don't have a
right.
choice.
Because you have to,
Like
absolutely.
it's just a phase, and you're farther ahead than I am in my phases.
Yeah.
So you're onto the more independent
Yeah, I totally
stages.
get it. It's good. It's good up here. Yeah, but
Yeah,
it's a whole different, it's a different type of
yeah,
everything. So tell me, like, when it comes to your appearance and body, I remember being, and I feel like it's happened in every pregnancy in the ninth month. My nose spread, like it got bigger, or that's what I thought, and
yeah.
I just felt like I was extra round. Again, my husband loved it, but that was the one part that I'm just like, okay, this is when I need to throw in the towel. I can't have my nose be any bigger. So, did you have anything like appearance wise that you felt like, okay, why are these feet so big? Why am I so swollen? Like, what is this?
Yeah. My feet have grown with each pregnancy. My feet just get a little bit bigger, which is
Oh
really
wow,
annoying when because they're spread out 3 years. So you buy a pair of shoes,
Yeah.
and then you have a baby, and then your feet are growing, and then you buy a new pair of shoes because your old pair doesn't fit you.
Right.
And then it's like my ankles, this last pregnancy, my poor ankles by the end of it were just, they were just so big. Like
You have
that it was,
ankles.
and it's never, I did. It never happened with my other two.
Oh
So
wow.
I don't know if it was just, I had her when she was 38 weeks. My other two were before that, 36 and 37. So I don't know if it
Yeah.
was just she was in there longer, but it
Yeah.
was, it's the feet growing was a shocker to me because I
Yeah.
was not, I had a lot of cute shoes before I had babies,
Aw.
and now they don't fit.
But it's definitely one of those situations in
So
which every pregnancy is different. Like every single pregnancy, every
it is.
baby, completely different. And so your body also reacts differently. So if you thought your body was one way, it can be completely different with another pregnancy.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
definitely,
Yeah.
they're all, and things like, I mean, each pregnancy, I couldn't eat chicken throughout my pregnancies, any of them. But then, like,
Okay.
my one child, I craved cheese sticks. My other
Mm.
child, I craved French fries. And then it's like this child, like my last one, I craved chocolate.
Oh wow.
And it's just like each kid, I mean, every pregnancy is different. Things you
Right.
want, you don't want the same things. Like, you'll eat something and be like, oh, this is disgusting. But
Right.
it's something that
Absolutely.
you loved before.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's just crazy. And then there's
Yeah.
things you just can't get out of your mind, like orange chicken from Panda Express. You just really want that orange chicken. But the
That's funny.
heartburn that it gives you is just, is it worth it?
Is it worth it,
you
right?
know,
And then
it
you think
is.
about
It is worth it.
going back to calorie intake and like, do I need this and all of the above? I know I threw that out the window. Um, at the
Oh,
beginning of
yeah.
most of my pregnancies, I thought about like, I'm not eating for two. It's a myth, people. You're not truly eating for two. It's a newborn baby, for God's sakes. But I did indulge at one point, and I did use that excuse of eating for two, knowing that like, okay, I'm not, and I should be eating way better. But it's like I'm craving these hot chips, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna eat them. And
Yeah.
so, yeah. So,
Yeah.
do you believe the myth of, or is it a myth that it took a year to come on? You need to give it at least a year to take it off. So, what do you think about that?
Um, I think it's true, because you're still healing.
Yeah,
I'm 8 weeks now, and definitely I feel a lot better, obviously, than
yeah,
before I gave birth. Like, I now can walk up my stairs without being exhausted.
yeah,
But
yeah,
you just let, it just, your body is changing still. Your hormones are still completely crazy, and just, I do think it takes a year to, or 9 months, whatever, to get back into it. 'Cause by that point, at 9 months, your baby probably is sleeping through the night.
yeah,
You have more energy. You know, you're in a routine. Like,
yeah.
I'm a very, when it comes to my kids are in routines. They are
Mm,
in one. I'm a 100% routine person when it comes to the kids.
mhm.
They go to bed at a certain time, they nap at a certain time, they wake up generally around the same time every day. And when they're not in that routine, they're terrors,
Yeah.
you
And I
know.
feel like the routine is
So
actually it's more for us, just to make
it
sure that we
is
stay sane.
definitely,
Yeah. But yeah,
definitely.
I agree to an extent, only because I feel like sometimes like it may take longer than a year. Like
Mm,
because your body has completely changed. Like this is a new body. And I just feel like I just had to embrace. Actually, after my third kid, I just had a boost of energy and I really wanted to get to a certain weight. And I did. And I dropped a lot of weight. And so that was like surprising to even me. Like, whoa. And then I kept getting pregnant. And so I would gain the weight and then I would be like mad at myself that I didn't lose the weight as quick as I lost it the
hmm
first time, things like that. But I'm getting older and things like that. And so at one point, I truly had to just forgive myself for not being like this perfect person in my head to lose weight.
Yeah.
When, like, honey, your body has gone through this not once, not twice, not three times, but you've gone through this over and over again. Honey, forgive yourself.
hmm
It's okay. Take
And
your time.
then, yeah, the more you have, the harder I found it is to lose
Yeah,
any weight.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
now your sole focus is on your children. You're
absolutely.
so worried about your kids and whether they're eating, Did they eat lunch? Are they eating breakfast? Why aren't they eating? Are they sick? Just
Yeah.
everything that goes in our heads,
And then your kids, your
which,
family, your husband, and so
yeah.
that battle of feeling sexy. And I just feel like, you know what? I have to feel sexy to me first, and whatever I'm in,
Mm.
baby, this is this is who I am. And hey, either take it or take it or leave it. But he always takes it. Okay.
Right? I know.
Mhm.
So it's definitely inside your brain. You're like, ooh, I wish I could lose a few pounds. But then your husband's like, no, you can just like, why don't we just go to bed?
Yeah.
Like,
Like, hey,
come
I
on.
like that
And I'm
extra
like,
little thigh.
but I don't feel it. And he's like, just get naked.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, okay,
Wow. That's it. And you're like, wait,
So
hey, that's what hurt us in the first place.
yeah, I know,
No,
I
absolutely.
know.
So, okay.
It's like
So, what would
that's
you
what got
say?
us here in the first place, right?
Right, right. Over and over.
Yeah.
But tell me, so what would you say is the advice of someone who, like you, who just had a baby, or someone like me who had a baby, a few years back, when it comes to embracing the sexy that you are right now, taking your time, loving who you are in the mirror? Talk to the young women, the older women with babies, the women with kids when it comes to bringing that sexy back, loving who you are.
I'd say be kind to yourself
Hmm.
because you grew a human. I mean, come on, we're pretty freaking awesome to be able to grow human beings.
There we are.
So like be kind to yourself and believe your husband when or your partner or whoever it is when they say that they still find you incredibly attractive or sexy or whatever they say. Believe them because men they don't lie.
Yeah.
They're not going to lie to you about it.
They're
if
really
if they
straightforward.
want you, you know it.
They really,
Yeah,
yeah.
if they want you, they let you know.
Right.
It's like, so it's, just be kind.
Want
It's
yourself
you're
first.
changing.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, love
And
yourself. Want yourself. Know that you're sexy,
yeah,
and I feel like confidence goes a long way of just like knowing who you
yeah,
are. Yeah. And so, and like, hey, get you some new jeans, get you some new shoes, right?
get you clothes that fits you. That
Right.
is like,
And
after,
there's,
don't try and skinny back into your
that's
pre-baby
it.
jeans yet.
That's it. Just,
It's gonna take, it's
yeah.
taken like 6 weeks of sweatpants over here to
Hey,
finally, get into my jeans. So,
hey, there you go. And that's okay, honey. Yes.
you know,
Oh, so
hey,
yeah.
he still loves the swetpants.
There
So,
you go. Hey, I know the most refreshing thing about my partner, my husband, is that he loves me without makeup,
hmm,
without the frills and things like that. And he'll take me, in my most, plain,
vulnerable
natural.
state.
Yeah. And it's just like, and
Yeah.
I feel like if that is not sexy, then what is? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, he walks in from work all day. I got three kids hanging on me, baby puke on my shirt.
Yeah.
I'm like, hair's a mess. Haven't showered in a couple days.
He's like,
It's like
man, babe.
he's still like, yeah, I put a baby in you. I'm like, well, I'm
Yeah.
glad because you have free time. Like, thanks for that reassurance.
Oh, that is
you
awesome.
know,
Well, thank you,
it's like,
Candace,
I'm
so
glad. I'm.
much for that. Man, that is
You're welcome.
fantastic. And so, listen, Candace and I, we encourage all you young mothers, mothers of, several children, of just one, two, three, 8 children out there, trying
Oof.
to, just making sure you love yourself. And like I said, bringing that sexy back with or without stretch marks, but most of us have them. But just know, be
Yeah,
patient with
they're
yourself.
somewhere.
Yeah, love yourself, and just know it's okay. It's okay to take your time. So here's
Yeah.
way, spread love every day. We see you next week. We'll see you next week on the Mom Cafe. Thank you, Candace. Bye, everybody.
You're welcome.